What is shaking, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Craig Bergman with me, per usual. Bergie, how you doing?
Very good. A little chilly out here.
It's a little chilly. That's why we got the
my
fire
cardigan
going.
on.
That's why we got the fire. No pants, but we're chilly. When we have sweaters on and jackets on, we're a little chilly out here. So that's okay. We got the fire. We got the Christmas lights, so we are good to go after a 37-24 Niners victory that didn't seem even that close, although I will say this. Good coaches win, great coaches cover. Well done, Kyle Shanahan. You got him by the hook. Eddie Pinheiro, Eddie Money, Mucho Pinheiro, whatever you want to say, missed a field goal today, but it didn't count.
Did not. So he didn't miss one.
It never happened, and he is still perfect. So, I mean, just kind of what you hoped, kind of what you thought would happen. The defense had some holes, and we'll get into that defense on the defensive line and the running game. The Titans did a little work, but you never really felt like they were going to lose that.
No, efficient on offense. I mean, how 5 for 5 the first 5 drives for touchdowns.
Yep.
I mean, that's about as efficient as you can get. Got a little stagnant the second half, but
yep.
You know, when you have that kind of lead, you're gonna sit on it a little bit. And they had a couple of not so good drives that ended up in points with them. But yeah, the holes in the run game that they were opening, that's the one concern that down the road when they're playing good teams could really hurt them.
Yeah, I think the running backs, if you take away the wide receiver run and Cam Ward runs, I think the running backs ran for about 8 yards a carry. So that wasn't great. But it was a game where one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the NFL, plays one of the better teams, and that's what you expect to happen. You expect for them to play well. They were efficient. What were they, 9 for 15 on third downs today?
9 for 15, and that includes 2 for 7 in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, they were rolling early.
They were rolling. 7 for 8 in the first half on third down.
Scoring your first 5 drives.
They didn't even 8 third downs is all they had.
Yeah,
in the first half, which isn't very many when you score 5 times.
Yeah, they didn't. I didn't look to my recollection. They didn't run the ball very well. McCaffrey didn't run the ball that well.
Well, they ended up with 136 yards rushing, which isn't bad.
McCaffrey was 3.3 a carry, 22 for 73. Well, Purdy ran for 44.
Yeah.
He had 44 of them, and then Robinson was 9 for 21. So the running backs were only 94 yards on 31 carries, so less than 3. But Purdy, and you mentioned it early in the game, it looked like this is one of the first games, maybe we've seen him back, where he looked like Purdy in the pocket. He was spinning, he was juking, he was avoiding rushers, he was making plays. He had the pump fake where he ran for like 15 yards on the sideline, 20 yards. So he looked like that's the guy that I don't want to say he's healthy, I don't know, but he looked athletic. He looked like Purdy.
Yeah, it's the first game back that I didn't look like his foot bothered him at all.
Yeah.
I mean, he was running well, he was moving in the pocket great. I mean, he was spinning out of a lot of things and throwing the ball away when he needed to. I mean, they put some pressure on, not a lot, but enough where he had to get out of the pocket a few times, and it didn't look like he was hurting at all. The one guy that I'm a little concerned about is Pearsall. He had a great game, but that knee seems to be bothering him still, and he came up limp a couple times today on 2 big catches that he had. So hopefully that's just a little nick there, and it's not too bad.
Yeah, and I should mention today's show brought to you by Phil Work, the official non-alcoholic craft beer of the San Jose Sharks. Speaking of Sharks, hopefully you went to Field Work today. You got yourself 50% off, because I think Toffoli and everybody else had a point yesterday. We might get into that game tomorrow, but how about that one? Down 5-1 in the third, 13 minutes left, come back, tie it up, and win the game in overtime. It reminded me of the Miracle on Manchester. Some of you may not remember that, but it was a playoff game back in the 80s, I want to say it was. The Kings played the Edmonton Oilers at home down 5-0 going into the third period and came back and won that game. So there, now you know what the Miracle on Manchester is. But that was
be a diehard to remember.
That was a hell. I guarantee you Davey remembers that. He might even have been there. Who knows? But that was a hell of a win. So hopefully you go back, go to Field Work, get your 50% off. And there's the Pearsall numbers right there. So again, Phil Work is sponsoring the show, and we always are happy to promote them and Barry and the good work that they do, not with just the beers. I actually have one right here, a little grapefruit blonde, little non-alcoholic beer that I'm going to crack open. But the great work they do with the animal shelters and humane societies and stuff like that. So if you're around to Field Work, go grab a beer. Tell them I said hi. It'll get you a 0% discount. So enjoy that. In fact, we're going to be going to the game Tuesday. Yeah. We're going to go see the Sharks. The young Sharkies play the Calgary Flames. I believe. I don't think Hawk and Lube's going to be playing. Look it up. You probably don't know that one either. Or Lanny McDonald. I'm sure you don't know that one either. I wanted to bring this up because Pearsall, he was gimpy like 2 or 3 times in this game. Exactly when did the hip drop tackle not become a point of emphasis? I thought this was like a thing you're going to get a 15-yard penalty for. We saw it happen in the Rams game. We saw it happen in the Niners game. It's like it's dangerous. And for those of you that don't know, it's you grab a guy around the waist, you lift both feet off the ground, and then you swing him in front of him to pull him down. That's a dangerous tackle. And that was supposed to be something that they were going to look at and flag. I don't think I've ever seen it. Maybe once, but I can't even remember that.
And it's dangerous because when they do that, their feet get caught up underneath.
Yep.
And you get a lot of rolled ankles, a lot of hurt knees. And that's exactly what you saw in both games. And what's crazy is that they were pretty blatant. They were easy to call, and they'll get fined for those, but they don't get a penalty. Yeah. And it's supposed to be. And I don't understand. I'm sure that the league has made a huge issue about it to the officials, but they don't seem to want to call it.
I mean, you're trying to keep your players healthy, right? That's look what they do for quarterbacks now. I mean, quarterbacks, it's hard to hit a quarterback. I mean, the target zone's upper knee to like lower shoulder, and that's about what you have for a quarterback. So the players, you hate to say they're commodities, but they are. Like they're their number one commodity, and keeping the best players healthy is priority number one. We see what they do with the head strikes now. Anything that's up around the head. I mean, even in basketball, anything that's up around the head. You know, you get a flagrant one, you get a 15-yard penalty. In college football, hell, you might even get ejected for getting somebody up around the neck or head. So they're trying to keep everybody healthy. But my goodness, I can't believe that this is something that they don't flag and they let guys continue to do, because you're damn right it's dangerous.
You know, in the defense, it's difficult when you're out there trying to tackle a guy and you're spinning around. You got a hold of him. You're trying to get him down any way you can. The last thing you're thinking about is that's a hip drop tackle. I can't do it. You're just trying to get him down. I'm sure that's one of the things that's really hard to teach, to get it out of you, because you've been doing it forever. They do it in high school. They do it in Pop Warner. They do it in college, and it's something that's always been around. And to stop it immediately, it's going to take time. You can certainly flag them and call it. I don't know if you'll ever get it out of the game, because honestly, when things are happening that fast and you're spinning around, you got a hold of a guy, you don't really think about it. You know, it's a little different than when I have a shot at the head. Okay, I got to go lower. Because once you get a hold of a guy, you just try to get him down.
No, I know. But, I mean, you can't just continue with the shocks.
No.
Oh, shocks, we missed it. I mean, that's the only way you can at least try to get it out of the game, is start flagging these guys. And, yeah, you would think the fines would – I mean, the fines are going to hurt some people more than others, but it's a dangerous play. So when I saw that, I was like, geez, I did not a big deal anymore. Just like, go ahead and do what you want to do, because I mean, Pearsall's obviously an important cog to this team. I mean, he has a nice connection with Brock Purdy. He runs really good routes. He's super, super quick. I mean, he was getting separation, like big time separation on some of those throws, and they need that. I mean, Juwan Jennings is like kind of their physical guy, throw it a body up like a basketball player. He had one in the end zone where he just bodied the guy in his back and caught. But Pearsall's the guy that you want. That's going to be. I mean, basically, he's going to do what Ayuk did, like those type of things.
He's even a better route runner. I mean, he doesn't have the full on breakaway speed to run by guys. I mean, he can do it, but he runs great routes, and he's the one guy that if you're getting one-on-one, he's going to get open. And it's tough for any DB in the league to cover it if you run good routes like that. That just shows you that you don't have to be an absolute speed demon to get open. Jerry Rice kind of proved that too with the routes that he ran. And not going to compare Pearsall to Jerry Rice, but he's certainly the best route runner that they have. And it's really helping their system. With him coming back, it just adds another weapon, and you're seeing Kittle get more involved. I thought Kittle had a good game. He dropped one towards the end. I thought he probably could have caught, and I think he thinks that too. But, I mean, those two guys right now in the pass game are most of what they're designing to get the ball to them. Yeah. They get Jennings involved, obviously, in the red zone and on third down type things, but he kind of disappears in the middle of the game. We saw he had 2 catches in the first half, both for touchdowns. That was it. But I think, that's one thing that they're probably going to do is try and get him a little bit more involved too, just to spread it around. Yeah. No, and I think there's a possibility that last time that Pearsall came up a little gimpy,
I think he might have landed straight on his knee, because that's when he came down and caught. That was a hell of a catch, by the way, too.
He was sitting on his knees.
He was like, he was catching it up here.
Pretty damn good throw, too.
Yeah, it was a really good throw. I mean, Purdy made a lot of really good throws today. So I just thought it's what you should do against a bad team. It's like they handled their business. I mean, it's really nothing special. Just kind of handled their business.
Yeah, and you've seen it, like the Rams when they played Carolina, they kind of stepped down to that level and they lost the game.
Yeah.
And the 49ers didn't. I mean, they came in prepared. They were very prepared. They had a good game plan. Didn't stop the run like they wanted, but offensively they did a nice job. And I think the first drive, when the defense held them to a field goal, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it a field goal they held them to?
I think so.
Yeah, on the first drive, that was a big boost for the defense too, because they didn't let them go down and score. And then the Niners turned right around and scored right back on them. So, defensively, they bent and didn't break, kind of like they've been doing. Just gave up too much in the run game. I mean, once again, I'm sure they weren't showing a lot defensively. They probably played it pretty close to the vest because they knew they could probably win this game with, a lesser game plan.
Yeah.
And they probably saved some stuff because they've got 3 tough games coming up.
They do.
That they're going to have to try and get it, at least one of the next 3. Ideally 2 or 3.
Yeah, you're right. There was a field goal, a 25-yard field goal. So they got down there and they didn't score. Yeah, I mean, somebody mentioned the pass rush. Look, the pass rush has been an issue all season long, right? I mean, especially when Huff went out. Huff's like really their only legitimate guy that can get to the quarterback. So you're just going to have – I'm sorry. It ain't changing. It ain't all of a sudden, like week, what is it going to be, 16? They're going to start getting a pass rush. It is what it is. I mean, whatever they're doing it pretty well. Even today, they gave up 24. One of them was on a kind of a fluky fumble and then a bomb, and then they end up scoring. They end up throwing their defensive tackle, Jeffrey Simmons. But, I mean, this is what it's going to be. We said this a month or so ago, that they're going to have to outscore teams. They're going to have to score, and they scored 37. They're going to have to manufacture a pass rush. But you know what? We just haven't seen it. So, I mean, what I'm saying is if you're relying on the Niners to get a pass rush to win games, then it's not going to happen.
I mean, the only time they've really gotten pass rushes this year is on blitzes. And they were very vanilla today. I think part of it was they felt, okay, we don't need to put a lot of heat on Cam Ward. He's not a great thrower. He's a young guy, and he'll make the mistakes himself. And I think they felt like he's not the guy that's going to beat us.
Yeah.
And they do have a lot of intricate blitzes that they didn't use, and I know you're going to see them down the road. I don't know if they blitzed once today. In fact, I don't remember them bringing more than 4 the whole game, and they got a little heat. They moved him out of the pocket a little bit. They didn't sack him, but they do have good blitzes. And Saleh really had a vanilla game plan today. Like you said before, you just want to get through that game.
Yep.
And not necessarily show much offensively or defensively, and save some of those gadget plays and some of those big plays that they need down the road.
And one of the games where you don't want to blitz and leave a seam open for Cam Ward to either run or escape and then find somebody. He's got a big arm, but he's not accurate. So what do you want to do? Just build the fence and just make him, even if you give him time, just make him throw it from the pocket. Make him read the defenses, make him find a guy, and then make him be accurate. And he hasn't proven he can do that this year. So, yeah, today was not the game to look at and say you need to get a pass rush. Now, next game will be interesting because they play the ancient one, Phillip Rivers. and that's a guy who you will be able to get to with a pass rush, without a pass. You'll be able to get to, but he is really smart. He's going to get rid of it really quickly. I don't know. I have to look to see how many sacks he took today against the Seahawks, who have a really good front and a really good front seven. So, but I mean, you think this guy wants to get hit at 44? No. This guy's getting rid of the ball.
Yeah, you just got to get him off his mark. His mark's going to be 6 yards behind the center. 5.5. You want to get him off that spot.
Yep.
Make him move in the pocket and throw it. He struggles with it. He's always struggled a little bit with that.
Yeah.
But at 44,
hasn't played in 5 years.
I was pretty impressed. I got to be honest with you today. How he did a great job.
He's still alive.
He's still alive. He got rid of the ball. The last play, he threw an interception. That was,
what are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
That was
and Seattle has got a good defense. So, they had a chance to win that game.
I know.
And I don't necessarily think it was because of him, but he certainly didn't lose it for him. And he's not going to lose games for you. So I think it's a step up for them. I mean, Daniel Jones aside, if he was there, but them signing him, I think, helps their opportunity to possibly get in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you know what you're going to get with him. You know he knows the offense. You know he's going to be able to make quick decisions, stuff. And you know what you're not getting from him.
Yeah.
You can game plan around that. You can say, okay, this is the stuff that we got to do. All the things are probably going to be pretty short. All the routes, you're going to get the ball out quick and try to, you got to rely on Jonathan Taylor to run the ball as well. And then I didn't get a chance to see the game. We were just watching highlights because we were watching the Rams and the Lions game, which there was like a small window there. We were like,
both teams might
lose.
The
Rams might lose. Seattle might lose. Packers might lose. They did. But I was like, geez, this could be like a bonanza day for the Niners. Everybody around them is losing. Alas, only one out of the three lost as the Seahawks and the Rams ended up winning. But the Packers losing certainly helps. And that's going to be a hell of a game next week with the Packers and the Bears. Because there's a chance that could be a one, to borrow a NCAA basketball term, one bid league. I mean, you would have thought it could have been three at one point, but guess what? There's going to be 1 3 bid. It's going to be the NFC West.
Yeah,
they're the ones that are going to have the three. So that's going to be a barn burner next week between the Pack and the Bears.
Yeah, well, I think only one's going to come out of the East, one's going to come out of the South, and none should come out of the South the way they're playing right now. Carolina losing today to the Saints.
Yep.
And Tampa losing to the Falcons. So you're going to get one team in there from probably the East. There's a chance that, somebody with 11 wins might get squeezed.
Possibly.
They could get squeezed.
Possibly. And I forgot, I was going to mention this, but they put it up on the screen that Micah Parsons ACL, they think it's an ACL.
Of course, last time
it is. Well, last time we said we thought it was an ACL, it wasn't. So let's wait and see. But it didn't look great. Anytime it's a non-contact injury, then it's usually not good. And obviously that would be devastating for the Pack. Mahomes goes down with an ACL today. That didn't surprise me one bit. That's the Chiefs were not allowed this year to have anything nice. They've had enough nice things throughout the last 8 years or so. Not this year. Anytime they needed to play, they didn't make it. Anytime the other team needed to play, they made it. It's like, okay, big time crucial situation. The other team benefited one way. No matter what it was, it happened. Even Andy Reid. It's Andy Reid, so you don't want to question him too much. Guy's one of the greatest coaches ever. But last week against the Texans, it's 4th and 3 at the 31, and you go for it. And the Texans had about 8 yards in the second half. They couldn't move the ball at all against the Chiefs. It's tied at 10, fourth quarter. And Andy Reid says, yeah, let's go for it. What happens? They miss it. Texans go score a field goal and then get a touchdown later.
Yeah, but that's the trend now. We talk about it. All these guys going for 4th down. It's crazy. Guys do it. It seems. I agree with you. There's no way he should have done that.
Well, especially the game didn't dictate that you go for it either.
I know. It's, you're forgetting about one injury too that could be devastating is Davante Adams.
Hammy.
He popped a hammy, and we know. He's not a young guy anymore. And those things at that position where you're relying on your speed, then that's huge, because then if teams can concentrate on stopping Puka, it's still difficult to do. But if you don't have that outlet of having another guy like Davante Adams, you're not as dangerous. And that could be a huge injury down the road.
Yeah, Puka only catch 20 balls a game now. Yeah. Which is ridiculous.
His only problem is he catches so many cramps.
I know. Oh, by the way, and of course the Chiefs game ended on a Minshew pick. Because of course it did. That's the way it was going to end. I said before he threw the pick, I go, they're going to get a pick or holding something. It's not the Chiefs' year. Something bad is going to happen. And then there was no magic in Minshew today. It was all over. It's all over the Chiefs. They are done.
The stash didn't get it done.
The stash did not get it done. So, yeah, but as far as the Niners and teams that affects them, Adams is a big one. Parsons is a big one. Yeah. So, and I was impressed with the Bears when they played at Lambeau. I thought they were I watched them play a ton this year. I was like, damn, they could really run the ball. And their defense isn't great, but it's feisty. And Caleb Williams, he has his moments. He's still not there yet.
He's certainly improved.
He's improved
tremendously. The amount he's improved from last year to this year, if you can foresee that in the future. He's got a good future.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben Johnson's doing a good job of keeping the running game going and keeping all the pressure off of him.
Yep.
And he's got good weapons. Those 2 tight ends are great.
We got Komet and Loveland.
Yeah.
Right?
And they're really good outlets for him.
Dunze and Moore.
Yeah.
And then Monungai and Swift as your running backs. And they're like, yeah, they have weapons. Like, he doesn't have to do it. I think the one thing in the games I've seen that Ben Johnson's gotten out of Caleb Williams is he doesn't just run around holding the ball and pump faking all the time. Like, he gets the ball out in the games I've seen quicker than he did last year, which was every play is not a winner. It just isn't. Sometimes a play is a loser, and you just got to cut your losses and say, look, I'm not going to make anything out of this. And if I'm going to make something out of this, it's going to be shit. And we're going to get a penalty. We're going to lose yardage. Let's just say, like, the defense is going to win this one. Move on to the next play. And Caleb Williams never wanted to give up on a play. And sometimes you got to, that's what made Brett Favre one of the most fun watches of all time, good and bad. He didn't give up on play. Sometimes it was great. Sometimes it was like,
that's what won Caleb Williams a Heisman in college. And he was able to do it because he was such a superior athlete.
Well,
he'd run around and those college guys couldn't catch him. It's different in the NFL. He can't do that, obviously. But I mean, I'm excited. I mean, they got the Colts game. I think that's a huge game for them because those last 2 are going to be a bear. No pun intended.
Or pun intended.
But that's going to be playoff games at home.
Yeah.
Against the Bears and the Seahawks, where one of those 3 is probably not going to make it.
Yeah, you can be right.
I mean, there's a pretty good chance and they're going to be battling for that spot. I mean, if they could get a win against the Colts, I'd feel a whole lot better about the chances.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I feel good about it. It's kind of a weird season. And this, I think, is where what was that? Oh, everyone congratulate Bergie on his fantasy football win this week. I didn't know you won this week. Did you win?
It depends on what league. I lost in at least one. I'm getting killed in our league.
Are you getting killed in our league?
Killed in our league. I mean, his team's loaded. I'm not winning that. That's for sure. I am winning our my family one though, which is probably the most important for bragging rights.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
I meant what is when it comes down to scheduling. This is getting way ahead for next season.
Yep.
Let's say the Niners go 12-5.
Yep.
And they come in 3rd.
Okay.
And they have a good run in the playoffs, maybe even win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You get a 3rd place schedule.
Yep.
So no matter where you finish in the playoffs,
you
still get a 3rd place schedule.
And to my understanding, yes. Okay. 3rd place schedule. So you're going to get your division twice, obviously. Mm-hmm. Then I think you play 2 other divisions. So I think next year it's the NFC East.
Got to be the East. They did the West or the
AFC West.
Okay.
And then I think they get in the divisions they don't play, they get the 3rd place teams in the other divisions.
Okay.
So this year I think it was like, who was it this year? The Giants, they got to play. The Titans, they got to play.
Mm-hmm. The Saints.
Well, no, they did. I think the Titans actually may have been a part of the South, right? The Titans and the
Titans
Saints
are part of the South. Yeah, and the Saints are part of the South.
Now they're AFC South.
Yeah.
Though. Now I'm getting confused because they didn't. Yeah, okay, because they're going to play the Colts.
Uh-huh.
They play the Titans, play the Jaguars. Yeah. So yeah, the Giants for sure were one of those teams though, because I know they don't play. I don't think they played anybody else. Next year they play the NFC East, but I think that's the way it goes. It's like 2 other divisions, your division twice, and then 3 other teams. But yeah, I think if you finish 3rd, you finish 3rd. Now that would be great.
I know.
If you go 12-5 and finish 3rd. I
mean, go 12-5, win the Super Bowl, 3rd place schedule the next year. Maybe that's what Kansas City wanted. They want the 3rd place schedule.
Yeah, well, they ain't getting the last place schedule. We already know how's that. I think that one's been locked up for about a month.
What is wrong with the Raiders? I mean, they're awful.
They're terrible. They're just terrible. I don't know. I thought Pete Carroll would come in there and he hasn't done anything there.
Nothing. I mean, I know they've had quarterback issues, and Geno Smith is an adequate quarterback,
but he used to be decent.
He's getting older though. I mean, he's
had
a knee injury early in his career, and he's bounced around, and Pickett's bounced around. And
it doesn't help. You draft Genty number 1 overall, and then you can't block for him.
Yeah,
I think I remember a stat that I read or heard that his yards before contact were the fewest in the league, like 1.3 yards per average before he gets hit, before he gets to contact. There's
That's
no
right
hole.
along the line of
It's like,
scrimmage,
there's no
basically.
holes there. No holes whatsoever.
That goes back to the point of drafting linemen. Draft
Yes.
some linemen.
Yep.
Niners too. Keep doing it.
Yep.
Keep doing it.
Yep. You got to draft. You have to draft linemen, and you have to draft defensive linemen because you need depth at those. You got to have depth at those positions because guys are going to get hurt. And look, knock on wood. I don't have any wood, but I'll knock on something. Knock on wood. You know, they've lost some big guys this year, but Trent Williams has been healthy this year.
Yeah.
And Trent Williams has battled some injuries in the previous few years. So it's good to see that he's been healthy.
Well, their whole lines, I mean, really,
Yeah,
they've started
pretty
the same
much.
5 guys almost every game, and they've been fortunate.
I think Barch
that way.
might have gone down. I think
he
they had
did
like
a little bit
one
early.
injury. But yeah, I think McKivitz been healthy for the most part.
Yeah.
Pooney. What kind of name is Pooney?
Comanche Indian.
It is Comanche Indian. You're right. But I think he's been healthy for the most part. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm with you. I'll always be with you on that. That you can't go wrong drafting offensive linemen and defensive linemen. You just can't. It's just hard to find big human beings that can do what they do. And when you find the guys that can do it at an elite level, those are either even fewer and far in between. You got to get those. If you can get those guys, you got to get those guys.
You know, and that's one thing that I don't think we give Tennessee, of all the places that they're weak. Offensive line is not one of them. They have a nice offensive line. I've watched them. They've run the ball well all year. They've tried to throw it a little bit too much. The last couple of weeks, they made a concerted effort to try and run the ball, and it's paid off.
Yeah.
And they're they're in the games. They're hanging in there tight. Not a lot of talent at the skill positions.
Yep.
But their offensive line's young, and they've drafted a lot of guys, and they're going to be okay in the future. They got to get some more weapons, that's for sure, but their line's pretty good.
Yeah. I said this last week, and you've been a Niner fan your whole life growing up here. I said in the last maybe 10 years or so, maybe even longer, this has been one of the more enjoyable Niners seasons because it's been kind of unexpected with all the injuries that they've had to deal with. I went over them all. I mean, Purdy, I don't know how many games he's missed. I'm not even sure if he's played more games than Mac Jones at this point. Ayuk has missed the whole season. Kittle was out for a large portion of it. Pearsall was out for a large portion of it. The running backs have been healthy, knock on wood again, or knock on whatever that is. But Bosa goes down, and Warner goes down. I mean, Micah Williams goes down. And so it's like this season could have gone so many different ways. And early in the season, we were like, boy, I won't say they were lucky, but the Seahawks game was a coin flip game.
Yeah.
The Cardinals game was a coin flip game.
The first Ram game.
Coin flip. In fact, I will say they should have lost that one.
Yeah, they should.
That's the one they should have lost. Thank God for Collins' big paw stripping Williams, because that looked like it was about a 95%. Thanks for coming. Enjoy the consolation prizes on the way out of town type game. But they won that one too. And they just managed to win these games and keep themselves in it. And it's almost like the defense mirrors the season where you're not sure how exactly they're getting it done. They're just finding ways to get it done. So it's a fun season because my expectation level isn't what it usually is for this team, because I'm thinking these guys, I mean, the past few years they've been so stacked, you think Super Bowl, period. Yeah. This year I think because of the schedule, they could win the division possibly, and then we'll see where it goes. But then after all the injuries, I'm like, boy, maybe they can hang in there. But the fact that they already have double-digit wins and they're trending toward the playoffs, it's just been a fun season.
I mean, you almost feel like you're playing with the house's money. I mean, you have nothing to lose on it. And I think 7 or 8 weeks ago, I thought, hey, they're doing a good job. They're a good team, and they have a chance to get in the playoffs. Now they have a great chance to get in the playoffs. And if you get in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Yes.
We know that. And with all these injuries going on, with Micah Parsons going down, Mahomes, he's out. Devontae Adams, who knows what's going to happen with that. You stay healthy. They've already proven they can beat the Rams, at least hang with them. The second game, not so much.
Yeah.
That was the only time this year when they've been out of the game.
Yeah. That was the only time I think they've been outclassed.
They were outclassed in that game, but they proved that they were able to do it early when they had everybody.
Yep.
But the Rams they're having injuries, like we said.
Yeah.
In Green Bay having injuries 2 weeks ago. We thought the Rams were the best. Then we thought Green Bay might be the best after last week. And both of them are coming down with these injuries. And the Niners had their injury spell early in the year. Hopefully that's that's over with.
Yeah.
And I mean, if they get in the tournament, they could beat anybody.
Yeah. No, I think I don't know what where they would be right now, because that 5 hole seems to be a pretty sweet spot right there. Let me see. We got one there. Let's say, Tommy, do you think you could eat a Big Mac or a double? Yeah, I can eat a Big Mac in one bite. What do I look like, a circus pony?
Who can't?
Me. Who can't? Who can't
eat
a Big
one
Mac
in one. You could eat it in one. I guarantee you could. You won't want to, and I hope you don't ever try, but you could.
We're talking a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Like a McDonald's Big Mac.
They're not really big like they used to be.
Well,
they're much smaller. They're not a Big Mac. They're more like a medium.
In one bite? No way.
Well, you couldn't swallow it in one bite, but you get it all in your mouth.
I mean,
I don't ever do it, but I can say I've done it, but this was back in my younger days. Might have done it after
there's your
a couple
guy
of
right there.
refreshments.
There's your guy for
But
Big Macs.
that was a long time
in
ago.
one bite. Thank you, though. I appreciate the question. I'm gonna have to get the board a little closer to us so I can see the comments so we can answer some of these things. God, where was I before this? Big Mac derailed me. I was like going on and on about the Big Mac, about how there's no way I could do it, and I knew I had some sort of a point to make, and I'm not sure what the hell.
Big Mac way down the line on list of burgers now, though, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I don't even go, like, if I'm going to McDonald's, I just get a double cheeseburger. I don't even get a quarter pounder. I just get a double cheeseburger. Just
a simple one.
Yeah, I don't get burgers very often, but if I do, I get a Scolari's burger or a Nation's burger. Those are the best.
Five Guys.
Five Guys pretty good.
Very expensive, but very good.
They are.
Oh, burgers are like $17 for a burger.
What are we doing here? What happened when burgers were like $5? And you can get a burger meal deal with a Coke and fries.
Remember when the burgers at McDonald's were 49 cents?
49 cents.
You go like $5, you get 10 of them.
Exactly. You're like, I'll save some for tomorrow. This will be fantastic. Oh my goodness gracious. So yeah, I know what I was saying. I remember what I was saying. The 5 hole would be a good spot to land. Now, if you win, you get the Rams more than likely, unless another upset happens. But you're going to get the 5 holes, going to get Carolina or Tampa, and Tampa's really scuffling right now.
On the road, though.
On the road, correct. If you're 5, if you're 5, you're probably going to be on the road the whole time. Let's see what the wild card race is right now. We got Rams, Bears, Eagles, Bucks lead their division, and then Seattle's 5, Niners 6, Packers are 7. So right now it would be the Niners Eagles is what it would be.
Well, I think the Packers might be edged out by the Bears right now.
No, they are. No, I said the Bears are.
The
Packers are the last wild card right now.
Okay.
At 9-4-1. The Lions are 8-6.
Okay.
So they're a couple games behind them. So yeah, I mean it's 7. I mean 7's not terrible either if you get the Bears. I mean, you wouldn't be afraid of the Bears in the playoffs.
What? When you get in the playoffs, you got to play them all anyway. I mean,
you might not.
Well, but you're gonna have to play somebody pretty good.
Somebody can beat the Rams before you get to them.
You're gonna have to play somebody pretty good, and
I agree, but being
that
you're on the road, wouldn't you rather play if you had your pick the NFC South?
Oh,
champion?
For sure.
Yeah.
In the first round, I mean, in the second round, who cares? Whoever it is.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get a good team,
and
you're going to be on the road. And I'd rather play in a controlled environment like SoFi than have to go back to Green Bay, or somewhere like that where it's freezing cold in the snow. Niners have not played well in the snow the past couple of years. The Buffalo debacle last year was not good.
But they did beat the Packers in the playoffs a couple of years ago.
That was when they were healthy and they had a pretty good team.
Yeah, they had a really good team. The special teams came up huge in that one. I mean, you look at the playoffs, and maybe because a lot of these teams haven't been there recently, or they're like trending downward. The Rams is the only team, and if for my money, I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm thinking if you're a Niner fan, going into Thursday, massive football game on Thursday night. I mean, you don't get any better than that. Late in the season, Seahawks, Rams, standalone game. That's going to be a really good one. I think you want the Rams to win that one. You want the Rams to beat the Seahawks because you're already one up on the Seahawks. And if you beat them, you will win the tiebreaker. Therefore, all you got to do is finish tied with them. at the end of the season, then you jump them.
Agree with that, but also, I mean, if the Niners beat the Colts,
Yep,
and
put them at 11-4,
and if the Seahawks beat the Rams,
they're all
the Niners could conceivably get the number 1 seed by winning out because they would have the tiebreaker over. Well, no, that's not true because
no, I don't know what the tiebreaker is with the Rams because they
Yeah.
would split. I don't know if it's like a conference thing.
Well, no, because if the Seahawks beat the Rams, it would be a divisional play, and the Rams would be 3 would be
Oh yeah,
would be 2-2, or 3-3.
well the Rams would have lost to the Seahawks
They would have lost
once.
to the Niners.
Yeah, but it'd be Seahawks once and Niners once.
Yeah, and if the Niners would beat the Seahawks, they'd be only one
That's
divisional
right. They'd
loss.
be 5-1.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they would actually control their own destiny if the Seahawks beat them. So that, but I agree with you. Either way, I think it's a win-win because one of them's going to get a loss.
Yeah.
And that's going to help the Niners regardless.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't know that there's, other than the Rams, who, if they win Thursday, are probably going to end up getting a bye. I don't know that you're scared with the Bears because it's their first time there. It's Williams' first time there. They haven't been there as a team. So,
are you talking about regular season or playoffs?
Playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it depends on where you play them too. I mean, honestly, that cold weather is.
Well, you're going to play all these teams on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not playing them at home unless you happen to get the 7th seed and you're the 6th seed or 5th seed, maybe. Eagles are trending in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And then the Buccaneers are the only team right now. How about this? Plus minus. So this is a differential between what you score and what you allow. The Rams lead the NFC at plus. Oh, no, they're second, actually. The Seahawks. Seahawks are number 1, plus 163. Rams are plus 159. Then it drops down to the Packers or the Lions, plus 83. The Niners are plus 51, just behind the Packers at plus 67. Buccaneers, minus 27. Carolina Panthers, minus 53. That's why you want the 5. That's why you would like the 5, whether you're going to play. Because you do have to play on the road, but the one thing you're not going to have to worry about, I wouldn't think, although maybe, weather shouldn't be a huge issue. Tampa or Carolina.
No,
Carolina could
maybe
I guess
rain.
It could snow a little bit.
Maybe rain
possible.
A little bit, but you know what? Honestly, though, I'm trying to take the high road here. And if the Niners win out, they've got a great possibility to be the number 1 seed.
No, I agree with you.
And that's
if they win out, so they're 13-4, and if the Rams lose this game, that's the best they can be is 13-4.
Yes,
and I don't think let's see what their schedule is.
They have the Cardinals twice. They had them last week, and they have them one more time.
Yep, at Seahawks, at Falcons, home against the Cardinals.
Yeah,
so they're going to win 2 of the last 3.
Well, they're going to be playing. My guess is they're going to be playing this week without Devontae Adams.
I would think so.
I would think that a hamstring, he's not coming back for this game. But
yeah,
if they lose, I mean, that's why the Colts game sets everything up because if they beat the Colts on the road, which is going to be a tough task, even without Daniel Jones, but I think that those last 2 games are going to be a lot of fun because I think they'll pretty much lock up a spot in the playoffs with a win over the Colts. But the other 2 games could mean a divisional championship or even the NFC champion.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if you get to 11 wins, then it's going to be awfully hard for anybody, if not impossible. I'm saying that as I'm checking this out. If they get to 11 wins, the Lions would have to win their last 3 to get to 11 wins.
And one of those is against the Bears, I believe.
One of those is against the Bears, and they're the only one. They're the only one that's outside the playoffs right now that could actually get to 11 wins. Like if the Niners were to win only 1 more, then the Lions would have to win 3 in a row to get to 11. And the Lions have home against the Steelers, at Vikings, at Bears.
2
and
tough
the Bears
games.
probably are going to need that one. I would think the Bears are probably going to need that one.
And the Steelers are going to need it too.
Steelers are going to need it. Yeah, absolutely. So, and look, there's a lot of games. Tomorrow night's game, playoff implications with the Steelers. Which Steelers playing tomorrow?
The Steelers, I don't know.
I know that they're playing the Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
Dolphins are hot.
They've won 3 or 4 in a row.
Maybe even 5. mean, Dolphins are on fire.
Mike
McDaniel's got them
saving his job.
He did
Those
save it.
capri pants are coming in handy right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mr. Capri is definitely saving his job. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. You're right. 4 in a row, 5 out of 6. They beat the Bills, beat the Commanders, beat the Saints, beat the Jets. Not necessarily a murderer's row
Bills
outside the
a
Bills,
good win.
but yeah, that's a good win. And they have at Steelers, home against the Bengals, home against the Bucks, at the Patriots. And who knows if the Patriots will need that one.
I know. I mean, the Patriots are basically locked up a spot, but
a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, 1 or 2. I mean, if it does, my guess is if they can't get the bye, they probably will rest some guys in that game. That's my guess.
What a shocker, man! The Denver Broncos, the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Great, good win for them.
Very
tonight.
Good win.
They're just solid.
They are solid.
I don't. There's nothing flashy about their offense.
Nope.
I mean, I don't see a big game breaker. You know, they don't have I mean, Cortland Sutton's probably the one guy that can get open a little bit more, but they don't have the game breaker at running back. They don't have the game breaker at the receiver. The quarterback's efficient. Their defense is lights out. They're good.
Defense. They get to the quarterback.
They can rush the quarterback without blitzing.
They get to the quarterback. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's the game. I mean, tonight, Green Bay had an opportunity. They had over a minute to go, and they were about on the 45-yard line, and they put pressure without blitzing all 4 snaps. They went 4 downs and out.
Yep.
And that's a good Green Bay team.
It is a good Green Bay team. Absolutely. And then what a heck of a win for the Bills today, too.
Down 21-0. I thought it might just turn into an absolute rout.
I know.
For a while.
You know, the one thing that struck me most watching that game was when they were down, they didn't just give the ball to Josh Allen and say, please save us. They continued to run the ball. They continued to get the ball to Cook. And that's kind of who they've been this year. Like, they're a really good running football team. And you see all the Josh Allen stuff, right? The runs, the throws, the freaking 5 touchdown games that he's had, 6 touchdowns. I think he had one game where he threw for 3 and ran for 3, which is just insane. But, like, they run the ball. Their defense is still, to me, a little wonky, although it came up big today. And I was telling Bergie, I go, if this isn't the year for the Bills, I don't know what is. Like, I know, Denver's really good and New England's really good, but it's not Kansas City. It's probably not going to be Baltimore. Cincinnati's nowhere near. I mean, that's another great quarterback that's going to be out. But you got like Jacksonville, and you got these teams that haven't been there and kind of haven't proven it. And you're the grizzled vet coming back into the playoffs if they make it. Like this, you would think this would be the year. Like if the Bills are going to do something, this would be their year.
James Cook, in my opinion, I mean, he's a top 3 running back right now. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's had a wonderful year, but I other than Jonathan Taylor, I don't know who's had a better year than Cook as far as running the ball, catching the ball out of the backfield, and his production. I mean, he's really what's been making them tick offensively. When he's running the ball, they're tough to beat because you're right. I mean, they haven't put it all on Josh Allen. These last few weeks, they put a lot more in the run game, and it's helped. And because there was a time there where they were reeling in the pass game. I mean, they haven't done a lot. They've had issues with their receiver.
Well, how many casual football fans do you think can name 2 Bills receivers?
Not many.
2.
Not many. I mean,
it was Shakir, Coleman, and Max Hollins, who doesn't wear shoes.
Well, and then they got the guy Gabe Davis.
Davis back.
They got him back, and then they've got
Knox had a big game today.
Knox and Kincaid are 2 good tight ends.
2 really good tight ends.
So I mean, he's got some weapons, but you're right; those are a bunch of no-name guys. They let Diggs go, and they didn't really replace him with a big name. But they've been good. The one thing Weston was talking about Seattle. He was talking about the kicker, Myers.
Yep.
He has scored. He had 20 fantasy wise.
Yeah.
And I know it doesn't relate to actual football, but it kind of does in the sense that he scored so many points over the last few weeks. That shows me they're not getting the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
And they're struggling. And that's going to catch up to you. I mean, they didn't score today. They had 6 field goals.
Yep.
So their red zone production is struggling. It's been struggling for the last 3 or 4 weeks. That could benefit the Niners as well.
Yep.
I mean, the Niners are a very opportunistic defense in that area. I hadn't even thought about that till Weston said that about how many points that guy had. And that they're struggling in the run game. I mean, they haven't been able to run the ball into the end zone. And if you can't get it to Smith and Jigba, there's no other weapons.
Yeah. Who'd they go get? They went and got somebody. They got
Shaheed
Shaheed from the Saints. Yeah. I don't think he's done a whole lot, but I know Jackson Smith and Jigba's their guy, and he's going to continue to be their guy, and they continue to get him the ball. But
And what happened to Cooper Kupp?
I think he got old.
He just
like really quickly,
very quickly.
Yeah, I mean,
Not existent.
Once McVay got Pookie, he's like, "Oh, here we go. We got another Kupp. Let's get rid of this guy." He had a hell of a career, though. I mean, he's still playing, but he's not really much of a factor in the offense. But no, it's interesting because this is the year that even though the Rams are the best team, there have been years where the Niners haven't been the number one seed. I'm like, boy, that's going to be a really tough place to go and win. I never feel that way about the Rams just because the Niners play the Rams really well. SoFi is not an intimidating place to go play. There is no weather. It's not Philly. It's not whether it be Green Bay or whatever it may be. You don't have to go to one of those places.
It's the same time zone. You don't have to leave your
same time
zone.
You're very familiar with it. You go there every single year. You've won there before. You've played them in NFC Championship games before. So yeah, that one to me is different than the rest. They are the best team. There's no doubt. I mean, they got into the second half and they just mauled the Lions today. I mean, just mauled them. And what was it, 150 to 3 yards at one point?
The thing that sometimes McVay gets a little too cute. And, we always say the ball's on the 1 yard line. He attempted three straight passes. And, then when he ran it in, they scored. Exactly. It's like he wants to, be kind of showy and make some splashy play call to make it look good, which is fine. I mean, it's okay if you're winning 42-14, but in a close game, that comes back to bite you sometimes. And he's made some decisions this year, kicking it or not kicking a field goal when he should have, and things like that, where that could come back to haunt you too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, we can take some comments if you want to. Before we do, we can get them lined up, and then I got to move the screen a little bit closer so I can read those damn things. But I got to mention, last night I was at Brent Jones Hall of Fame ceremony. He got inducted into the 49ers Hall of Fame, and it was so cool to be there and just see him get inducted. Steve Young talked a little bit about him and their relationship and how special it was, and them being roommates. And Mike Holmgren, he's told the story before, how Mike Holmgren told him that he was going to be Steve Young's roommate. And Brent goes, no. Tom Rathman and I are roommates. He goes, no, you're not understanding me. I'm not asking you. You're going to be Brent. You're going to be Steve Young's roommate. So he goes, okay, I'll be his roommate. And the funny thing, and I'm sure you've heard these stories before, but Steve would not watch college football on Saturday. No football on Saturday. So Brent was like, well, I had to go to another room to watch football because I wanted to watch football. He goes, he didn't want to watch football. And then Saturday night, he had to watch City Slickers. And watch City Slickers. I don't know if that calmed Steve down or whatever. And then he told the story, and I think he told it one time before, but the night before the Super Bowl, they're down in San Diego, and everybody got their own room. So Brent's in his own room, Steve's in his own room, and Steve said he was just laying on the bed staring at the wall. And he goes, man, God. He goes, screw this. It's got us this far. He goes, I can't do this. I can't go out like this. So he takes his mattress, drags it down to Brent's room, knocks on the door, lays the mattress on the ground, and goes to bed. And the rest is history. So they have a very special relationship. So it was great to be there. And there you see the little statue they have of Brent and his signature spike, where Brent tried to spike at 100 miles an hour into the turf every single time. And just to hear Brent talk about his appreciation for the organization and the teams that he was on and his teammates, and the fact that there's still kind of a family over there in 49er land was really cool. So it was a special night to be there and see a lot of legends. Charles Haley was there. Frank Gore was there. Merton Hanks was there. Ronnie Lott was there. Harris Barton was there. There were others there that I'm sure I'm forgetting, but it was just really cool. So I always like it when good things happen to good people. So it was great to see Brent be inducted and be recognized. I think it's been long overdue. I know he had his issues with the 49ers ownership group there for a while, and I'm glad to see them kind of back together and on the same page, and him being part of the Hall of Fame. And yeah, I bet you didn't know this, that not only did Craig coach at Monte Vista. He was Brent Jones' boss for a year. When
2 years.
For 2 years.
That's right.
When they argue over who takes credit for Zach Ertz, because Zach was there and Brent coached the.
He and I don't argue. We don't care about it. There's
Brent
another
coached
guy
the
that argues. No, you know what? The only time in my coaching career I ever had an official come and pull me aside and say, "You got to control that guy."
Was it Brent?
I mean, he was almost every week I get a 15-yard penalty. I feel like because he was just all over the officials. And Brent, you can't do that. You got okay. I'll calm down. And then he come 2 minutes later, you be right back on him. But no, he was great. It was fun to have him out there. And it was good. I'm glad you mentioned too. He really didn't forget his Santa Clara guys too, and a lot of them were there last night. A lot of those guys were there last night. Such good people. I know a lot of those guys, and they're so proud of him. And he gives back to that university so
your
much.
Former coach and his former coach,
Terry Malley, who was a terrific coach, really even nice better guy. Person. He was there last night too, and he coached forever at Santa Clara, and then he coached at San Jose State. He coached for the SaberCats, and Brent's never forgotten any of those guys, and that a huge compliment to him on that.
No, it was a fun night, and we'll have him on tomorrow. In fact, I think we're gonna keep him up late next Monday when we're out here doing a show. He said he'd stay up late in Dallas and come on, and all three of us will break down the Colts and the Niners and two games. Got to spit it out, Tolbert. 2 games left, and then we'll do those games too, and then we'll figure out what we're doing for playoffs. I'm sure we'll do post game for playoffs and stuff. I don't know if we're gonna have Bergie and Brent but we'll figure it out. We'll wait and get there and see what the schedule is. I'm gonna move this screen a little closer so we can see some of the comments. So we can take some comments here.
I got to put glasses on. That's how old we're getting.
I dropped it in the fire. No, I didn't.
Which position group has the most eccentric personalities? Tight ends, wide receivers, defensive tackles? Question mark. In my opinion, I mean, wide receivers are a bunch of prima donnas.
Yes,
they're all prima donnas. I wouldn't necessarily say they're eccentric. Defensive tackles are fun-loving big guys that have a good time. Tight ends have a lot of personality.
Yeah,
I mean, the one you didn't put on there was the offensive line. Offensive linemen are the most eccentric people. They've got the most. They all hang out together nonstop. Yeah. They don't get any notoriety. They talk about the funniest things, and most of them don't have anything to do with football. And they're the kind of guys you want to hang out with at every level, whether it's high school, whether it's college, professional. I think everybody that has been at that level would tell you that they're probably the most eccentric.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that offensive linemen are great dudes to just hang out with, grab some beers. You just make sure you don't pay for dinner.
No, and when you say some beers, you better bring a lot of beers.
Bring a lot of beers. Have a lot of beer coupons. All right, more comments. What do we got? Let's go ahead and throw them up there, and we'll get to whatever ones we can get to as we're breaking down the games. If the Seahawks beat the Rams on Thursday night, the 49ers control their destiny for the 1 seed. Win out,
correct,
and you're the 1 seed. So there you go.
Yep.
So
because that would it's divisional record, and the Niners would have a better divisional record.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, you get one game at a time. You hate that cliche, but it really is.
I guess either or is not bad.
No,
right? That the Rams win, then if you beat, I mean, if you win out and the Rams win, then you'd be the 5 seed.
Yes.
If you win out and Seattle wins, then you're the 1 seed.
Yes.
Now that would be the shocker of all shockers. If this team was a number 1 seed in the playoffs, that would be a shocker.
That would do damage for their schedule next year.
Oh my God, that would.
But to be able to host games,
and get a bye
and get a bye. I mean, which they could use. Obviously, the guys that are hurt aren't coming back, with the exception maybe Warner.
I've heard him. I haven't seen I haven't read too much into it. I know he wants to get back, of course, but yeah, who knows? If you get a bye, what are we talking? That's another over a month.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean,
who knows
what the healing factor is on the injury that he had.
I wouldn't be surprised if the wild card team ended up in the Super Bowl for both conferences. Yeah, not this year. Not this year. It wouldn't shock me. I mean, I look at the AFC and Buffalo's going to be a wild card.
Yeah.
I mean, New England's really good, and Denver is really good. I mean, clearly those are the 2 best teams in the AFC. But Bo Nix hasn't been there before, right?
Drake
And
May
Drake
hasn't
May
been
hasn't
there.
been there before. I mean, Peyton and Vrabel are going to help, obviously, because those guys are really good coaches. In fact, those are probably your top two guys for coach of the year, I would think. Going to be right up there.
They were 0-2. Broncos were 0-2.
0-2, 11 in a row.
They've
or is it 12
11
in a row now?
straight. 12 straight.
It might be 12 straight.
I believe they're 12-2.
That's amazing.
12 straight wins. After I mean, when they went 0-2, I thought, wow, they were really overrated. And they've pumped out 12 straight wins. And going to Denver at that altitude, I don't care who it is. That's difficult. And I mean, it'll be cold. It'll be not much oxygen, and that's a tough place. The cold won't. I mean, most of those teams are used to playing in the cold. But the Rams, however, if they had to go they don't play well in the cold. Their game is not suited for a snow type game.
Well, I'll tell you what, the AFC right now is just like fucking who knows, because I can make a real good case. The Texans are as good as anybody in the AFC right now. The way they've gotten their offense kind of in gear, their defense is lights out, legit. I mean, they get after the quarterback. They got a good defensive backfield, and Stroud's been playing better now. So I just they're going to be tough. So I mean, right now, and to your point on this, the wild cards, the Chargers, Bills, and Texans are the wild cards. I mean, I would favor them over the Steelers.
Yeah.
I would favor some of them over the Jaguars, maybe all of them. I don't know. The Jaguars probably be favored over the Texans at home. I don't know that they would be favored over the Chargers at home, but maybe they would. And then Patriots and Broncos. We talked about them. We talked about how they don't have the experience. In the NFC right now, your wild cards are Seattle, 49ers, and the Packers.
Three really good teams.
Any one of those. You wouldn't be shocked if they won a few games in the playoffs and made their way to the Super Bowl. Now we'll see how much the loss of Micah Parsons, if it indeed is an ACL, the loss of him is going to hurt, no doubt about it. How much? We'll have to wait and see. But, you know, again, I look at the top, the teams that are division winners, Buccaneers, whatever. I mean, they're sinking. Philly's a downward trend. Bears, to me, they're the same as the Broncos and the Patriots. Don't know. Got an inexperienced quarterback. And not sure. You got a really good coach, but still not sure about that team. And then the Rams, who we both agree are probably the best team in football right now. So, yeah, it's been a wild year in the NFL because there's never been a point in the season that I looked, again, aside from maybe the Rams, that I thought, well, there's always a few dominant teams. Not this year.
No, I mean, with Kansas City getting knocked out, with the Ravens getting knocked out.
Yep.
The Bengals are a mess right now.
Yep.
I mean, those are three teams that year in, year out were vying to get to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And they're trying to get in. Well, the Ravens are really the only ones that have that opportunity. And they still can get in the playoffs. And I still think they'd be tough to beat. You know, they've got a lot of good players. They've been hurt all year long. Their defense is starting to come together a little bit better. And you have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the backfield. I mean, if they put it together and get into the playoffs, that's a tough out in the first round. That's for sure. Somebody's going to have to play them. Probably the number 5 seed's going to end up playing them, or the 4 seed's going to end up playing them.
Yeah. Baltimore has home against Patriots next week, at the Packers, at the Steelers.
That's a rough road.
That is not an easy home stretch.
But they're only one game back.
They are.
In fact, if the Steelers lose tomorrow night, they might be. Will they be tied?
Yeah, I think so. I think they are. They're 7-7 right now. The Steelers are 7-6.
Yeah.
So and not that it doesn't matter, because it does. But as long as they can stay within one game of the Steelers going into now, I don't know what their tiebreaker is, because that would be one game each for them. I don't know what the Steelers and Ravens tiebreaker is, but it's just a wild year.
Yeah.
It's just a wild year, and I think the playoffs are going to be really fun, because who the hell knows what's going to happen. So do I.
I like the fact so many teams have opportunities to win.
Yeah,
Niners included. I always want the Niners to be part of that thing, but I mean, like baseball has put it to the point where only a few teams are going to win.
Yeah,
football, year in, year out, there's somebody that just hops up and starts doing well. Jacksonville's done it. Denver's done it.
Yep.
It came out of the blue after a couple of years, and I mean, Seattle has done it. I think that's exciting, and it's going to make for some great playoff games where you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. What do you make of the teams that made it into the college football playoffs?
we talked about this before. I mean, I love the fact Notre Dame got squeezed. I do, because
Me
I think
too.
I think they need to be in a conference and earn your way in. And we both don't like the fact that there's two Power 4 or non-Power 5 teams that are in. I understand the one, but if you're going to have a true champion, I mean, do those two teams really have an opportunity? Are they really going to win and make a difference? It's great that they're in there. If there's 64 teams like the basketball tournament, you can have multiple.
Yeah.
But when there's only 12, you really want to have the 12 best. And I think that Notre Dame probably deserved to be in there over those teams. I think Miami deserved to be in over Notre Dame because they beat them.
Yeah.
And they had the identical records. So the team that won head-to-head should go.
Yeah.
And, teams like, people say Alabama, well, they lost 3 games. Well, they play in the championship.
Yeah.
If you don't take that team because they lost in a championship, why have a championship? Why would the teams want to play?
Yeah, well, we know why they have a championship.
Well, we know why but the teams aren't really benefiting. The conferences are benefiting.
Yeah, the conferences are big time benefiting
because of the money. But I mean, if Alabama doesn't play in that, then they finish the season at 10-2.
Yep.
It's an automatic. They lose, it's 10-3. People question whether they should be in. So I think that I don't like the championships, actually. I really don't, because of that
a big
factor.
money grab.
Yeah, they're money grab.
That's all it is.
I looked at half of them. The stadiums were empty. Indiana against Ohio State, it was half empty.
Yeah.
And that's a championship game, but all the money they're getting from the TV rights, why have that game other than the money?
Yeah. To me, you shouldn't be hurt by an extra game that not everybody has to play.
No.
Now, if I'm going to play the opposite side, if I'm going to play devil's advocate, I'd say, well, don't lose to Florida State, who was terrible. Don't lose to Oklahoma, who you outgained 2-1, but your turnovers doomed you against Oklahoma at home. Play Georgia a little bit closer. I mean, they got smoked against Georgia. Now, they did beat Georgia at Georgia. That's a big win. They beat Vanderbilt. They had a nice run of games where they won Georgia, Vandy, at Missouri, versus Tennessee. I mean, those are some pretty big games. Then you barely get by South Carolina. Then you look lackluster against LSU. And then you needed I don't know what you thought of the Alabama-Auburn game where DeBoer going for it on 4th and 2. I was like, what are you doing? He
got lucky on that.
I go, what are you doing? Now, in all honesty, I had Bama -5, so I was really happy that he went for it. I was like, please go for it, because field goal does me no good here.
Let me ask
now, if I didn't, I would have said, and I still said it. I'm like, I'm glad you're going, but what are you doing? What are you doing here? And then the committee mentioned that, like, well, it was a big call. Like, what does that have to do with them being in the play? What are you talking about?
Had nothing to do.
Nothing.
My question is had he done that, would he now be the coach at Penn State or Michigan? If he had done that, because I don't know if Alabama would have kept him if they didn't get that.
Oh yeah, if he would have missed and Auburn would have came down and won.
Yeah,
it's a good question.
Because that right there would have cost them.
They would absolutely.
They would not be in the playoff.
They would not. They wouldn't have been in the championship game. They'd have been out of the playoffs. They'd have been like the first team out 2 years in a row. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question. I'll tell you what,
speaking of Michigan, what
I don't know what's going on there, man. I didn't know they ran a renegade program there for like 3 or 4 years.
A stat: 7 guys off his staff have either been fired due to cause or have a show cause. They can't coach in college. Been in jail.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what's Harbaugh doing down there? What was he doing? And then the bad thing is he gets to move on to the NFL, and nothing happens. Oh, la-di-da. Oh, whatever. You know. And is there any more boring team to watch than the Chargers right now?
They're pretty boring.
God, they're pretty most boring 10-4 or 11-4 team that I've seen.
No, I tell you what though, Penn State did a pretty good job of getting Matt Campbell out of nowhere.
He's
really good. I was like,
that's a good hire.
I go, that was pretty good. After like, God, we might be left at the table with like musical chairs and not have a coach, and all of a sudden they got to go. I just hope one thing. I hope. Like, I'd like to see Penn State do well just because I like Matt Campbell seems like a really, really cool guy. I don't really care if they do or not, to be honest with you. And I don't really care about this next coach or this next program, but it would be funny to see Lane Kiffin eat shit. It just would. It'd be fun to watch LSU just go into a dumper, just a toilet bowl where LSU's like, what are we doing? We had Brian Kelly. We gave him a long contract with lots of money, and we got rid of him, and now we got to get rid of another coach. And it was so funny too. They tried to get out of paying Kelly, saying that he was still the coach. that the AD didn't have authority to fire him. Like, Brian Kelly's supposed to know that. Like, the AD says you're fired. What, are you going to go to work the next day? Like, screw you. I'm still coaching. Of course you're going to leave. You got fired. And they tried to say, well, the AD didn't have the authority to fire him. So he left. He quit. We didn't fire him. He quit. Like, shut up. And then you got the governor involved in it and everything.
Only
like,
in the South.
It just seems like a perfect fit for Lane Kiffin and to screw something up. And look, the only thing I know about Lane Kiffin, I think he's a good coach. This will end badly. Like, every stop, every place he goes, it ends badly.
But it's going to be a $90 million mistake.
It is going to be a $90 million mistake.
Here's the thing.
But it's going to be fun. It'll be fun to watch, though.
He's good TV.
It's always great TV.
You know what's crazy is all these big jobs that are open. The one guy that's not mentioned for anything, Brian Kelly.
Yeah. I think he might be done.
I think so too. Oh, he says he's not. He wants to keep coaching.
Well, he has to.
I know.
Because in his contract, it says you have to actually look for a job, or they don't want to have to pay you because they want to pay the offset, right? So if they offset, for those of you that don't know, let's say LSU owes him $50 million in the buyout. I think it was 54, but let's say 50. And another team signs him to a contract that's over $50 million for those like 5 years or something. Then they don't got to pay anything. It's just offset by that. You don't get double dipping. Like, LSU's not going to pay him, and school X isn't going to pay him, and he's not going to collect 2 paychecks. So LSU wants him to go get another job because that'll lessen their burden for paying him. And they're saying you have to actually go out there and look for a job. I mean, if I were him, I'd just go look for a job and then tell him, don't give me this job. I don't want it. But I want to interview for it to make it look like I'm trying to get a job.
He's not mentioned for anything. I mean, any of these big jobs. And the Michigan job, here's a name that I heard, and I think you would agree with me, it would be a terrific hire. David Shaw.
I like David Shaw.
He's at Detroit right now. Shaw. He's a passing game coordinator there.
Hopefully he's not as conservative as he was.
No, well, at Michigan, you can get away with it a little bit more. I mean, you can get guys, but he's proven he can recruit guys. Mm-hmm. Good guy. I'd love to see him. I mean, I don't know if he wants to get back into being a head coach at that level, but
yeah, I know. I like David Shaw a lot. I thought he was a really good coach. I thought, again, a little too conservative at times, maybe more than sometimes, but man, it's Stanford. I mean, you see Stanford now, don't you? You probably don't, because no one watches Stanford anymore. It's a miracle what Harbaugh and Shaw were able to do there for like 10 years. Harbaugh started it, and then Shaw continued on with it. The problem is, once the offensive line started drying up on them, then their identity kind of went away because, well, everybody was running quick tempo offense, 4 wides, tempo. Stanford was like, we're going to go the opposite way. We're going to go slow. We're going to beat the shit out of you. Yeah. We're going to have a nasty front 7, and we're going to put as many offensive linemen on the field as we can and just road grade you.
And we're going to recruit every one of the top linemen in the country, every one of the top tight ends, and talked about the offensive line being eccentric. They're also really smart.
Yep.
And you can get, I mean, there's some really bright guys, and they could get into Stanford, and they got all of them.
Yep.
And then some other teams, when Harbaugh brought that with him to Michigan.
Yep.
And so Michigan started taking a lot of those guys, and Stanford's not going to beat Michigan in recruiting as far as football goes. And then other teams saw what they were doing and then kind of dried up that way. They weren't getting all those linemen. And this is what's happened. You've seen multiple coaches go through there now. They can't have any success. They're playing on the East Coast every week with Cal. And
I mean, think about that. When Shaw and Harbaugh were there, they were going to Rose Bowls.
Yeah.
They went to the Fiesta Bowl. They played I think they played Oklahoma State. They're like both top 5 programs. That's almost unheard. That seems like 1,000 years ago. Like, you can't even imagine Stanford being in the top 5 right now at all.
And they were every year for a number of years.
Oh, it's this guy. Bab said Shaw's connected to Harbaugh. He said, I guess that's a good point. Anything connected to Harbaugh is probably a no-go at this point.
He coined the term Shaw fence. Stanford was the Shaw fence when they started running all the time.
But that is a good point. Michigan's probably had enough of Harbaugh disciples at this point.
Although he's
like no more. Thanks
he's
for the
complete opposite guy, though.
No,
as
he
a
is.
person, and I agree. His offense was not good, but he's a guy that could bring a lot of credibility to the program. I mean, he's got no skeletons in his closet. He's done it the right way for a long time. He's, like I said, he's still young, and he got out of coaching. He was a little burned out at Stanford. They didn't want to get into the NIL stuff, and Michigan certainly will. And he's back in the state of Michigan, so he's in Detroit right now. So, I just think that's a guy they probably will talk to.
Yeah, no, they might. They absolutely. I mean, just brutal timing.
I know.
Just like
Just
brutal. Like, oh my God, I got the transfer portal coming up. Got all this stuff. We got to try to find a head coach. You got the bowl. That meant not that the bowl game matters. I mean, who cares about the bowl game if it's not the playoffs and whatever? I'll still watch a lot of them, but kind of whatever. But back to the playoffs. I agree. One like group of 5 team. That's it. I'm sorry. That's it. I like underdog story as much as anybody, but it's a lot easier to swallow when there's 64 teams in a tournament and there's a whole bunch of games going on and you might get an upset. You might get an upset here. We would like that a lot less if there were 12 teams invited to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
We wouldn't want we wouldn't. And it's a lot easier for underdog basketball teams to win than underdog football teams to win. It's the dynamics of the sport. It's easier. You hit a few threes, maybe they have an off night, then you're going to win. Like physicality doesn't have off nights. Like if you're bigger and faster and deeper than the other team, you're going to win like 95% of those games. Like James Madison's a really good football team. I just can't envision a way unless there's a bunch of turnovers. They go up to Oregon and win, or Tulane goes to Tulane already played Ole Miss this year. Didn't they got smashed?
You talked about the spreads. What's the spread in the Oregon game?
21.5.
21.5 in a playoff championship game. And that should not be happening. I could see that in a regular season, not even in a regular season. We look at a 21.5 point spread. We're not even watching that game because it's not going to be a game. Yeah. But we'll watch it because of the fact that it's a playoff game, but a 21.5 spread should not happen. And what is the Ole Miss spread?
17.5. They already played this year. 45-10.
Yeah.
Smashed them. Wasn't even close. The spread in that game was 11.5. So now it's even a larger spread. So not only are we getting big spreads, we're getting repeat games. Like I don't mind repeat games if they're big time programs like Alabama, Oklahoma, fine. Yeah. Repeat game. That's okay. I don't need Tulane, Mississippi 2 times in a year.
No,
I do not.
I wouldn't mind Ohio State, Indiana again.
Yeah. That was a fun game.
That was a good game.
Of course, and I don't mind. It's not a huge deal, but that's what you lose in the playoffs. You lose a situation where it comes down to one game at the end of the season. One team's in, one team's out. We knew both those teams were going to be in. So the motivation, you'd love to win, but I think both of them knew they didn't have to.
And they were both going to get a bye.
So it wasn't that big a deal. What do you think of Mendoza winning the Heisman?
I thought it was the right choice. Yeah. I thought he was consistent. I wish he would have given a little bit more credit to Cal. He finally did something at the end.
Oh, look at Haley bringing the garbage out.
Hey, and Haley's still in her pajamas.
Oh, look at that.
And she didn't just put them on to go to bed. They've been on all day.
Come over here. You can show everybody the jammies. They're like Niner themed jammies. You okay? Bye, Haley. Love you. Nice jammies.
Yeah, Mendoza. He gave a little bit of love to Cal at the end, but Cal gave him an opportunity when he didn't have much.
Yeah,
and he did it. And my question is, if Cal had forked over the NIL money, would he have stayed? I don't know.
Good question.
And
I know this year quarterback staying. This year's quarterback.
So hopefully they have joined the rest of the country and started giving a little NIL money to keep them. They've been a feeder school.
Exactly.
Half their guys go there. Wilcox did a wonderful job recruiting because he got good players. Was he able to keep them? No, but I don't put that on him. I put that on the university that didn't want to put the money out for it. And unless they want to do that, they're going to always have the same problem. And Stanford's doing the same thing. Unless they want to put that money out there, they're not going to be competitive at that level.
Yeah. All right. So next show is going to be next Monday after the Colts game. That'll probably be around 8:30, somewhere around there. I think Brent Jones is going to join us. We'll sit out here by the fire, have the lights going. It's a nice look out here. It's very Christmassy out here. Our lights, our canopy lights and everything. So we'll do that. If we got any more comments, last call for alcohol. It's about time for Bergie to go home and Eagles are going to get healthy and repeat. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Steve Davey.
How much fucking crown have you had tonight? To get off the crown. Eagles are going to get healthy and repeat.
You're not pulling for the Broncos. You live in Denver or in Loveland, excuse me. London, not Denver.
Exactly.
Loveland.
Colston, Loveland.
Denver's too high end for him. He has to move the outskirts.
Well, no, he has to say the Eagles because Audrey's a big Eagle fan.
Oh, okay, that's why.
There
But
you
Audrey's
go.
not watching.
There you go.
There's no way Audrey's watching.
God, I hope not. Why would you? I can't see the Eagles again. It just they're not trending the right direction. How do you think Brock played today? Is Ricky injured again? Let's go with Brock first. I thought Brock was fantastic. I thought he got out of jams. He used his feet. He didn't put the ball in peril, but a couple times, and he's going to do that. Every game, Brock will throw a couple balls where you're like, ooh, woo, oh, man. Thank goodness that one didn't get picked. That's who he is. That's what's going to happen. But I thought he played really well. It is the Titans. Their defense stinks, but he was really, really good.
Yeah, the one fumble that just got knocked out of his hand. That was not his fault.
That wasn't on him. And I thought he was really good. Pearsall, who knows? He kept limping off, but he kept coming back. He'd limp off and he'd come back, and he'd limp off and he'd come back. It's like, is he hurt? Are you hurt or you're not? I mean, wait. Make up your mind here. What are we doing here? So hopefully it's not as serious as the first time. Because the first time I didn't think it was that big a deal. And he missed, I don't know what he missed, like 5 weeks, 6 weeks. And it was a weird one like this one, like where he kind of landed on the knee. So hopefully he's okay. Davey says Craig Bergman, next coach at Michigan.
Too many skeletons.
There's a lot of skeletons. Well, I didn't think it was skeletons. I just thought there's no chance in Michigan they're going to let you wear shorts on the sideline.
That does it right there.
That's a deal breaker. Bergie can't wear the shorts. He's not coaching. He could do it in cold weather, but they're not going to let
That's
him.
cold weather, though.
I've never seen a coach wear shorts on the sidelines for a big college game.
Trendsetter.
Michigan bike shorts.
You know what? I think you wear whatever you want if you win. They wouldn't care. Nick Saban could have worn his pajamas as long as he won. They wouldn't care.
Yeah, you're probably right. He probably could have worn whatever he wanted to wear. So, all right, we will see you on Monday. I will see you tomorrow. Brent Jones will be on with me tomorrow. We'll talk about the Hall of Fame and what it meant to him and the Niners this year. We'll talk about this game. We'll talk a little bit about the rest of the season and what the Rams did, what Seattle did. We'll just kind of go over the NFL in general. Maybe I'll get into the Warriors a little bit. In fact, I got to go watch the Sharks game. I was gonna watch it, and now when I saw the score, I got to watch Sharks game. But I was at Brent Jones' thing last night, so I'm gonna go watch that and see. I mean, 5-1, down 5-1 with 13 minutes left. You come back and win the game in OT. Phenomenal. So I definitely want to check out that game. I think Dave Fleming is coming over on Tuesday, and we'll talk Giants and college football playoffs. So we'll go over the playoffs. We'll go over the Giants, Hot Stove League, stuff like that. And then I believe at some point this week, we're going to have Patrick Bailey on, catcher for the Giants. So we'll talk to him about Hot Stove League. He's affiliated also with Fieldwork. So we'll talk a little about what he's doing with field work and what's going on with the Giants, what he's doing during the off season. And then we'll have, I'm going to see if I can get Dr. Bob on. We'll talk college football playoffs, see if he has any picks for this weekend, and Dennis Ranahan. But that's about the week, I believe. So we got that for you. And then next Sunday, no show. But next Monday, we might not have a Brent show early since Brent's going to join us. He might need a nap, a little nappy poo. So we'll get him a nap, and then he'll join us after the Colts game on Monday night. So everybody have a great evening. If you're enjoying the Vikings and the Cowboys game, that's a rough one. Enjoy that one, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.
And remember this, Tommy T, cash and tickets is what it's all about.